Hi everybody. So this is Athena. Welcome back. And today we are just going to discuss if and else and flow control. So let's get started.
Here's how if-else works in Python. If we are hungry, we eat. Else, we study. It's that simple.
So in this we are just going to see intro and what is if else, simple examples, some flowchart explanation, and what are the Boolean values, comparison operators, logical operators, and some of the real example and practice question we are just going to solve in the same area. So our first topic, if and else and flow control. So basically what is if and else? Basically with the word name you are just getting understanding what is if else. If means if the condition is true, satisfied, then we are just going to perform that condition. If otherwise, if it is not whatever we have written in if statement, then we are just going on to the else part and we execute that. Okay, so this is the if else, simple. If your age is greater than or equals to 18, then we are just going to execute you are an adult, and else if you are just a teenager. Okay, something like this. I just example. So first one is just you can see through this diagram. Let me just okay. So basically what first it is getting started. Let me open this. So okay, so it's raining. Yes. If it have umbrella, no. Wait for a while. If it is yes, then it will go outside, and if it's raining, no, still the condition will go in the go outside. If it is raining, condition is true, and look, it's asking it's raining or not. So it's not raining. In that condition, you can go outside. If it is raining and you have the umbrella, then you can go outside. So you are getting it. We are just merging the two conditions. First one is raining, and is raining plus we are having the umbrella. So we in that condition we can go outside. Otherwise, wait for a while, and still then it will going to ask, is it raining? No, and then we just go outside, and then the condition will stop. Means the end. It's just a flow chart types starting and the ending part. So basically our part is this: is it raining or not? Okay, so this is a simple flowchart diagram. So don't worry, we are just going to understand through the example. You will get it better. As the if and else is easy to listen, yeah, this is the if condition. We are just going to execute this, or else we are just. But when we start writing the condition, means the good condition statement, then it's very complicated to run. So it's easy to listen but hard to implement. You can say that. So it's okay when you just go into the practice. You will work some of the good examples. Then the if else. And further we are just going to learn the loop. So you will practice and throughout the program, then it will work fine. Then you start building the logical thinking skills. So moving ahead, Boolean values. As the name suggests, what is Boolean value? Boolean means true or either the false. Okay, so basically, true or false means you can see the traceback most recent callback name error. You have seen that if you want, okay, name is equal in string, then we can say yeah, it's true. And if it is not string, then we can return its value, it's false. Okay, so it's basically here we are saying 2 plus 2 is equals to 3, so it will return false. Okay, and if it 2 plus 2 is equals to false, it will return true. So basically it will return two types of value, either the 0 indicates for false and 1 indicates for true. So this is the boolean values. So now next, it's easy. When we are just going to understand through the examples, we will get more clarity. But here up to now, it's just like the you can say theoretical part. So maybe it's just sounding like it's boring, but yeah, when you start practicing, then you will get better clarity. So next is the comparison operators. So what these are some of the comparison operators. Let's discuss it. Equal equals means double equals to means they are comparing the two values. Okay, simple. I'll just say the difference between double equals to and single equal operator. So basically, for now, just understand double equal operator is just for to compare the two values. 5 is equals to 5 evaluates true, means it returns true, like the boolean value. This is the boolean value. If 4 is equal 5, no, so it will return false. So here you understand that here we use the boolean values also and the operator which is double equals to. So 4 equals 2 plus 2. Yeah, it's true because 2 plus 2 will be 4 and 4 equal 4. Yeah, so it will return true. So equal to means it's just comparing two values, which is whatever is written onto the left and the right side, and between the operator is equal, and it's comparing two values. Okay, and the same thing is opposite thing is going to work with not equals to, means 1 is not equals to 2, it will return true. Yeah, means we are saying 1 is not equals to 2, right? So it is returning true. So basically what we are doing in the equal things, we are just doing opposite stuff in the not equals to part. See, if 5 not equals to 4, it returns true. Or 5 not equals to 5, basically the condition is false, so it will return false. So this is the thing. Okay, hello not equals to hello, which returns false because these two values are similar. Okay, less than and greater than. The normal math operators are there. Less than 10, less than 5 evaluates 5 false, and 1.9 less than 5 evaluates true. So it's just a normal math operation. Less than equals to and greater than equals to. Less than equals to means before I just give you the example, the age, like 18 or equals to, you are means what I said, you are above 18 or 18 plus. So equals to means the value you are giving 80, and equals to means it will take 18, then 19, 20, 21. Means it is less than, so it will just below for like 17, 16. So up to 18 it will say. If you are putting simple less than, I will just take the marker. I don't know where it is. Okay, I have lost that screen marker. Just forget it. I'm just saying that if you're let me writing to the notepad then. If it is less than equals to, right, then it will take, if we take 18 value is less than equals to 18. So it will take 16, 17 and 18 as well. Okay, but if it is less than 18, then it will take 16 and 17 only. Sorry, I have written only, not 18, right? Understood? So this is the difference between less than equals to and less than, and same with the greater than equals to, and the greater than. So these are the operators, comparison operators. Okay, these are the comparison operators which we are going to use in with the if condition. Okay, so yeah, the difference between equal and single equals to operator, as I have told you, these double equals to are for comparing two values and it is assigning the value. As you are before that you are just doing that stuff, x is equals to 10 or ch is equals to a. So what this equals to sign means, it is basically assigning this 20 value to this particular x variable, right? So this equals single equals to is for the assigning value when you are just defining the data types or variables. So in that you are just going to assign that value. Okay. So this is it. Boolean operator with and truth tables. So these are the truth tables if you are the BTech student or the higher 12th class, even if somebody have that computer. So you know what are the truth tables. It just basically we are just comparing if true and this is the AND operator, true and true, then it will return true. True and false, it will be false. Okay. So if there is an AND operator, the condition will be true when the condition is true, then only it will return the true statement. Okay, or otherwise it's false. But with OR operator, whether if both the condition is false, then only it will return false. Or means you can say it's just giving an option. But AND is and what AND operator wants, and operator wants both the condition should be true. So this two are little tricky. When you're just practicing with if and else, you will get to know what clear understanding, and throughout the example I will just give you that what actual AND is doing and what actual OR is doing, so you will get the better understanding of this truth table. Okay, for now you just remember that AND is just we need to take the condition, both condition as true, then only it will execute that if condition, or else otherwise it will execute else condition. Okay, but with OR statement, whether we first or second condition is true, it will just return the true, or else when both the condition is false, then only it will go in the else part. Okay, not operator is just opposite. Not true means it's just like not equals to. So basically it permanent not true, then it will return false, and not false, it's just doing the opposite thing what not equals to is doing. So it's similar to that. Okay, it's just a simple dishonesty program, and this are the sum of the example we are just going to solve next. So first let's look into it, what it is doing. See this dishonesty capacitor calculator. First let's see how and what it is working. Let me zoom it a little bit, and then we just jump onto the VS Code and start practicing. Okay, let me take the editor. This one is not this. Yeah, this one is perfect. So what actually it is, first it is asking, as in previous videos if you have seen, how to take the user input from the user. In that I have solved simple programs. So it is taking the input from the user, which is just giving the output with the cursor, something like this, and then here user will output any TV or GB. Okay, so this is the user input, and here this is the part. If unit is equals to terabyte, then it will use this discrepancy. My vocabulary is little bit stupid, you know. First let's hear what we call this as my grammatical measure. You all guys also learned that. Discrepancy. Okay. If you heard.
Discrepancy.
Okay, discrepancy. Okay. So we all clear that discrepancy. Okay. So we just calculate this value. Okay, discrepancy, too much complicated name. And if it is in the gigabyte, okay, GB, then it will take this value and divide by how many zeros are count by your own, and it will calculate the unit of discrepancy from this. Okay, then after that, if it is taking this input, then it will just come into this if condition and ask the advertised capacities. So this will also take the input in this way, advertised capacity, and the value will go into the float. Okay, if you just want to know like which type the output is taking, then you can use the type operator, this one type, and see the value you are passing onto this unit. So which type it is, either is a string or integer or float, if you are not getting it. Okay, so we will practice with all what kind of stuff we have learned before and what kind of stuff we are learning here. Okay, so float advertised capacity, it will take the value of that, and then it will just real capacity, what is the real capacity around the approximate value. So it will take the formula of this, round into this, and it will give up to the 2 decimal places the actual capacity is and the real capacity to the unit. So let's see what this program is doing, as I have discussed through this by doing this all ping all over this image. But I think you're not getting my point. What I mean to say is, so first let's practice onto the VS Code, so it will be easy for you to understand. First, let me remove all this. The clear all option is not there. Okay. I just hate this. Yeah, let me rub this. Okay, so open the VS Code editor. Here you can see I have created the folder if and else, and here inside that I'll just type the practice program .py, and here we directly, instead of typing all these values, zeros and all, we just copy this program, so it's easier to understand rather than wasting time and counting all this. Where is that? Oh, my Windows V is not showing this is where. Okay, so here you know the indent values are very important, as this space is very important to understand, because it will give you an error and you will find all over that program like what you have written wrong, but there is nothing wrong, only the spacing problem is there. So this is the little problem in this. Okay. Please beautify this. Okay, now let's run this. Okay, Python practice, and my recording must move. Yeah, practice. Let's take in TV. Advertised capacity, just take the random values, and it is the actual capacity is this value up to round of the 2 value after the decimal point 72 and the unit. Okay, let's take in GB, enter the advertised capacity 123, and here we go, and here it gets in the GB. So you understand what here it is doing. It is taking the print this and then this input together. Actually, after taking the input, it is going into this if condition, but First it is written here and then here, as it is not showing. Okay, and after that it is just directly printing this z-axis. So this is the program. Let me go. So this is the simple example. I know it's a bit difficult to understand. Now we will move on to the practice program. It will, as it's far easier, as too much calculation is there, so it's a bit difficult to understand. So don't worry, we are just going to see the simple, easiest program first, because this is the beginner friendly series, so we are not going to dive deeper and create some tough logic. That is simple basic program. So write the code. Let's see first example. Write a code that prints hello. If 1 is stored in spam, print howdy. If 2 is stored in spam, and print greetings if anything else is okay. What does that mean? Means if the value is 1, then print you need to print hello, and if the value is 2, then you need to print this howdy. Sounds like cool. Okay, if there is 1, 2 or nothing is there, then you have to print greetings. Okay, so let's print this. Let me name this print.py. Okay. Let me take this program as well. Okay, so it's easy. We are not going to switch again onto the screen. Okay, so take the value as I need to take. Let's take the value from the user. Okay, input, and the value which is stored in spam. Guess what? Take this. It's only for the practice. Okay, so if value equal 1, then let's print it hello. Hello. Else, not else, else if value equals true. You can practice with me as well, as the speed is not that much. So how let's take this emoji. Else print greetings. If you see here any mistake, then please comment down with this what we call numbering. So I'll appreciate that comment. So first let's see, there is a mistake, if you could able to find out or not. So let's first print Python. You can see my terminal now. Let me zoom it a bit. Yeah, it's much better, right? Python print this one, yeah, and the value inside greetings. Although you have seen that for the one value we are just printing the hello, right? But it is printing the greetings. Why? First, let's figure it out. Type value. Okay. What this type is doing, if you don't know, then go and watch my previous video, which is episode 1.2, I think so. It is taking the value and string. Got my point. So we need to convert this value into the integer. Value is equals to int and then value. And then let's run it again. Hello. Okay, let's remove this. If you are having confusion why still is string, because I'm printing this value before converting into an integer. That's why it is first printing into the string, because when I'm taking the input, after that I'm seeing what type it is. If I see the value which type it is, you will see a bit. Now you will see that it converts into the string. See, first it is string, then it converts into the string, and it goes into the second condition, which is this, and then print this keyword. Let's remove this. Yeah, it's better. Okay, and if I print something 5, then it prints greetings. If I print something blah 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 blah, then it gives the error, because I'm converting this into the integer value. Okay, so we will handle those errors as well in the upcoming series. So how to handle these errors? If user is not printing into the integer value, then what if and else condition we should print to handle those errors, because this error we can't print onto the real world application because it will disclose the internal path. Okay, so for that reason. So now let's move on up to, I don't think this much, only our question target is just to print. If there is 1, then you just need to print hello, howdy for the 2, and if there's not the 2 or any another number is there, then you just need to print the greetings. Okay, so now let's move on to the next program. Write a code. If any item is for sale or not with boolean value and if else statement. Let's do it. Sale.py. I think it's not inside the if and else. Yeah, now let's save. This is our program. Let's see. Is for sale. Let's make the variable name is for sale true. Yeah. Is for sale. Print. Sorry. This item is for sale. Else this is my for sale. Simple, easy. Let's run it. Item for sale, as the value is true, which is I'm taking this as the boolean value and also using the if and else statement. If it is false, then not for sale. Let's try this, not for sale, as 0 is also condition to the yeah, it's easy now. Actually there is a lot getting to it for this. Like if we create the item list and one more item list which is sale or not, and then we compare, then this program will go into the bigger program. Okay, so don't worry, we will also solve this much bigger program as well. So for now up to this much, because we our target is to get to know what is if and else and how it is working, the working of if and else statement. That's it, not more than that. Okay, now our next program is, what is this? First let me read it. Write a code that take a name with user, and if the input is empty, then print message to a type a name, else print hello name. Okay, if the user didn't print anything, then we just need to print some kind of message, or else we just print the hello, whatever the name is. Okay, so let's create file name py, and then this is our problem statement. Make it as comment. Take the name as a variable input, and by default it is all the values are going into the string, so no need to worry to convert it. Typecast it. So enter your name. Oh, triple, not that good. Name. Okay. And now we just need to write the condition, if it is blank or not. If name is equals to blank, here we are going to use or. Okay, so colon print, don't leave blank, write your name, and please enter your whatever name. Else it feels moving. Else hello name, as it is giving him purplish color, and just not going to print, just going to print, and we need to put the F for the formatting, so then only it will going to take the name value and pass it here. Okay, if you remember, if you watch my previous videos, like before I said. If you don't, then go and just watch it. Okay, don't ask me onto the comment section, please. Python name.py, enter your group name. Okay, Athena. Hello Athena. It's boring. Let's put the exclamation mark as well. That's fine. Now let's enter. Don't leave blank. Please enter your whatever name. Okay. If I put something space and then it is giving hello with this space and then exclamation. Well, let's handle this condition as well. Put an or condition and name equal. Now it takes the blank space. Okay, so if the condition is this, whether I enter means the simple I put the enter, then also it will go into the if condition, and if I enter space by mistake and then put the enter, then also it will print this is. So these two conditions will handle by this program. So let's try this. Like the space, don't leave, and again simple enter. We entered the name X. Yeah, hello X. Okay. This is it for if and else. Now in next video we are just going to understand what is loops, for, while, do while, and all this stuff, and we are just going to solve this practice programs and some of the examples. If you like this way, like first I just go with the theory and make you understand like wow, what it is. Actually it gives me, I'm also revising the concept, so sometimes I also get confused in midway, but I'll try my best to give you the crystal clear explanation with good examples. So if you have any kind of suggestion to improve the means this flow or anything I can do more than that, because I have watched so many videos, as actually I'm also learning through the YouTube videos. So I've just seen they just go directly onto the VS Code and start you there. So for that one is the traditional approach. So I'm just trying that I will solve live here. If I found any mistake, then I will solve that mistake on through this screen by sharing, by recording. So whenever you also solve the program, you will just face the similar kind of issues. Then you will just get interested onto my video and you will watch until the last. So my focus is not to make you bored, and we learn together and grow together. So if anything I can improve, then please let me comment it out what I can do and to improve my video quality and the way I'm recording it. So yes, this is it for today's video. Thank you and have a good day, and wait for me to the next video. Till then, bye bye.
The Python script is finished running and time for me to head out. See you all later.